Hey everyone, welcome to the Melissa and Daniel show. We're just hanging out today. We thought we'd put something together talking about relationships. We're just going to have a bit of fun with this because we don't really know how long this is going to last or where it's going to go. And, we've been in a relationship together for almost 5 years, so we're hoping that we've got something to share with everyone. And if it brings a little bit of insight into your day, then here we go. So, Melissa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Melissa. I am studying psychotherapy. I love all things to do with the human psyche and relationships and systems and ways of relating. So I think today you might like to introduce yourself too.
Oh, okay. My name is Daniel. Pretty much I've got a background as a photographer and I do electrical stuff. So I don't have any kind of psychology background. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. And yeah, I think Melissa will provide more deeper insights and I'll probably be a little bit more, silly with my responses. So our topic for today, we're just going to pick a topic every day and just have a quick chat about like how we handle these things and how we think, these kind of conversations can be approached in your relationship. So we're starting on with conflict resolution. So basically this would come up every day, or if not every other day in most relationships. So Melissa, would you like to talk about how you try to face conflict resolution whenever we, seem to come face to face with it, or would you like me to start?
I can start.
Okay.
I think, am I meant to look at you or?
Whatever you want.
So conflict resolution, it's an interesting one. I think for me, in my life and growing up and in past relationships, I've never really had good models of showing me how to resolve conflict in an effective way. And I think that it wasn't until I met you that I actually was shown that you can repair after conflict quite quickly. So I think my natural response is to get really upset and heightened and run away and not talk about it. And I think yours has always been to obviously just have a bit of time, take a breath, and then try and reunite and work things out. And so I think for me it's been a bit of a learning to understand that repair is possible and repair is actually, it's really important. So I think, maybe over the last couple of years I've started to embody more of this yearning to repair quickly. And I think for me, it's just having self-compassion for when we do have a conflict or, we have varying perspectives and we get heated in the moment. And I think for me, I get a little bit more heated than you because my window of tolerance is a little bit more narrow than yours. And it's having compassion for knowing that when we're in that experience and when there are heightened emotions, our prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, is actually switched off. So that rational part of the brain that can reason, it's not online. So I think for me, it's having that moment to just recalibrate, reconnect to my breath, come back and apologize for how I was acting, and then to talk through a solution together. What about you, Daniel? What are your thoughts on that?
I like that you try to take a breath and come back. It's pretty hard when you're in the heat of the moment and you're yelling and screaming, or
we don't often yell.
We don't yell and scream a lot, but
except for yesterday when I almost ran a red light, but I still don't think I ran the red light.
Yeah. For all legal matters, you did not run the red light. It's okay. You did not run the red light. I guess conflict resolution for me, I grew up in a household where my parents loved each other, but they would also frequently have their own moments. So, you do tell me that I have this secure foundation, which I don't understand, but I guess I do. So for me, I think being able to stay objective in the conversation is really important. When, even if you feel like the other person is attacking you, someone has to try and keep a level head. And if we're both getting angry at each other, then nothing's ever gonna resolve. We're just going to hate each other and not want to speak to each other for every other day after that until it's actually resolved. So my technique is, whenever I catch myself about to get really angry, I will, again, just slow down, try and take a breath, try and find something in the conversation that I can use to relate with you. And if it obviously gets too heated, I try to walk away and just give each other time to think. If you're ever in a position where you can't actually walk away from the person, that's pretty hard, because I imagine that some people can't really just sort of step outside or walk away from their partner. Maybe there are certain things that, just stop that, but not adding fuel to the fire is probably something that I definitely say is worth doing, and trying to just cool it all down if you can. How does that work in our relationship? Do you find that works well?
I do think it works. Again, it's an ever-changing process, and it's a process that's deepening as we journey through this relationship with each other. And I think something actually that's been quite helpful for us over the last month has been having an experience where we've actually brought forward a pressing issue for us, and we were able to, with the very beautiful facilitation of a friend, we were able to switch roles into each other's experience. Would you like to share a little bit about how that was for you?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I'd never done any type of couples therapy before, and it gave me a lot of insight into seeing what your perspective was versus my perspective on a certain issue. And I think being able to see the world in yours, like putting myself in the position of how do you feel about it, was a game changer. That was a massive game changer. Just being able to become, it's pretty hard for people to probably do, just thinking of putting themselves in their partner's shoes and trying to see what they're feeling and feel what they're feeling. But being able to sort of do that really made the experience almost unbelievable. I couldn't really explain what it was like. So yeah, that I think that really helped us get past that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I think that something really was unlocked within me as well with that experience, because I don't ever really put myself in your shoes very often. And I think for me now, it's very quite unifying to know that, what you experience actually also lives within me, even if it's unconscious. So it brought a lot of wholeness to the relationship and wholeness to the way that we relate to one another. Understanding that, there is a shared humanity between us, even though we're two physically separate human beings. On that level of emotion, we're very much humans that experience similar things. So that was big.
Yeah, we have different perspectives and we experience the world differently. So that was it was a good moment to experience. That's pretty much covered the topic for today. I guess we're going to call it episode 1, huh? That's episode 1.
Sure.
We'll be back for episode 2 eventually. This was kind of fun. I actually really enjoyed this experience. So for anyone that's actually listening to this, be patient with your partners. If you really want to work on the relationship, give it time, and try to put yourself in the other person's shoes to really see what it's like from their perspective. So thanks for listening, and that's pretty much it. See you later.